Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Meet My Friend series by Mommy N. And welcome to those who are here live on Zoom and on Facebook. Welcome din sa mga team replay. Yan. So it's so good to see so many of you here in Zoom and in Facebook. And before we start, can you please type in the chat box where you are watching from? Wow. Sige, paki-type naman, no? Where are you watching from? So, tingnan natin itong mga nandito sa ating, sa Zoom room. I see a lot of you. So, hello, Ray Ruby, Las Piñas, from Lukban, Zamboanga City, si Jet. Happy to see you, Jet. Marie, Rosalie, Firmante from Silang, Paulo, ang bilis na, from Taguig. Hi, Arman. Nice to see you here. And King's Empire, kanina ka pa. You are the earliest bird. San Jose, Nueva Ecija. Jessa Florencio from Binangonan. And yes, you're from Tarlac, Hermosa, Quezon City. Wow, Cabanatuan City. Tapos dito kaya sa ating Facebook. Di ko masyadong makita yung iba watching. Abby Peñalosa, you're here. I'm happy to see you, Joanna. Yay! Joanna's here and Abby. Okay, from Palawan. Hello, Miss Ave. Okay, okay. And ako naman ay nasa call from the beautiful city of Cebu. I don't know why I have an echo, pero I hope it's not disturbing you so much. Okay lang? Yeah. So, sa ating mga suki, welcome back po sa ating Meet My Friends series. And for the first timers na ngayon lang ninyo ako nakita, super welcome din po sa inyo. Sandali, nahuhulog yung aking cellphone. Okay. So, sa mga first timers, can you do me a favor? Can you please type 1 sa chat box so that I'll know kung ilan ang first timers na nandito. At yun namang mga suki, those people who have met me before, like sila Arman, sila Jet, please type 2. Can you please type 2? Okay. Yan. Daming 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, ha? All right. Even sa Facebook, madaming 1. Okay, great. So since a lot of you are meeting me for the first time, I'd like to take some time to introduce myself. Ako po ay si Mami Negosyo, but like my coaching clients, students, and mentees, you can call me Mami N for short. Na ako ay isang retired na business owner ng maraming negosyo. And among them, dami na no, to list down, but among them, I was a franchisee of Chowking for 18 long years, a licensee of STI College in Zamboanga for 28 years, owner of a computer repair shop, or shops pala, and pension houses and jewelry stores. So now, ngayong retired na ako, naipasa ko na po ang aking mga businesses to my kids. And I'm now an author, online business mentor, coach, speaker, a course, and content creator. And ang aking mission is to help and guide Filipino women business owners to grow their businesses easier and faster. Kaya po, meron tayong mga free videos at mga programs na tulad nito. No, we have this every other week, pero now we're making it every week na kasi maraming nagre-request. No? So, what makes me happy is really to share with you lahat ng mga lessons na natutunan ko in my 40 years as a businesswoman. So that you don't have to go through the pain, the tears, and the hardships na pinagdaanan ko. 'Di ba? Meron din tayong mga free newsletter. Meron tayong free newsletter at free video sa ating starter kit. And all you have to do to learn from me is to sign up sa maminegosyo.com. No, that's maminegosyo.com so you can access them. Again, free din ito, no? Okay, so today, dahil we want to learn and be inspired from business owners na successful, I have invited a new friend. I've invited a woman who is just like that. So kung pupuntahan niyo yung kanyang website, the first words that you will see is believe in your power, embrace your purpose. Yan ang title ng kanyang podcast and yan din ang kanyang message sa buong mundo. And alam niyo naman, no, I don't just invite anyone here to interview. You only deserve the best, di ba? Kaya ang guest natin is a businesswoman, pero she's also a certified international yoga and meditation teacher. Imagine that, no? She was trained, hindi lang kung saan-saan sa tabi-tabi, but in India, yung land of the yogis. So, may certification din siya sa plant-based nutrition. Yan. And she has been featured on different media platforms, including CNN, no less than CNN, no, dahil sa kanyang expertise sa holistic wellness. So, bilang isang speaker, she represented the Philippines on World Speech Day, World Ayurveda Day, and as a yoga facilitator on the International Day of Yoga. So she is the president and founder of CDH Wellness Inc., a company that aims to make wellness achievable for everyone. Mamaya yung mga link ipopost natin sa baba. No? Marami actually akong dapat na masasabi tungkol sa kanya. Pero better yet, di ba? Siya na lang pakinggan natin kasi I'm sure you're not here to watch me but to watch her, right? So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming my idol. Meet my new friend, the beautiful Miss Clara de Herrera. Hi!
Hello! Good afternoon, Mommy Ann. Ay, good day pala kasi may mga team replay tayo din. Good day to everyone. Hello, Mommy Ann. It's such a privilege to be here with you today and to share kung ano man yung mga value na ma-share natin sa audience mo. And again, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Good day.
Yay! So actually the pleasure is all mine and I'm so very happy and grateful to our common friend na si Joanna Alberto who introduced you to me. Kaya nandito siya nanonood. Yan, no? So thank you Joanna. So Miss Clara, you have a very inspiring story, no? From your early days sa farm hanggang sa success mo as a leader sa iba't ibang industries, 'di ba? You've truly lived a life of purpose and impact. Kaya napaka-excited ko ngayon to be able to interview you. So thank you for coming, saying yes to this session.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Sa mga nanonood, if you are excited like us, can you please type X sa chat box natin? Tignan natin kung ako lang ba excited or maraming excited dyan. Yeah. Ako, namumulaklak yung ating X. Excited kaming lahat. Okay, thank you so much. And so simulan na natin ang early life mo, Miss Clara, no? Parang ang daming nangyari from rural farm life to competitive sports and music. Ewan ko kung nakaka-relate kayo kasi ako hindi. Wala akong talent sa sports at music. So, pwede mo bang i-elaborate yung isang specific na experience? Ikwento mo naman, no, nung bata ka pa, na talagang nakapag-shape na kung sino ka ngayon.
Yes, okay. So when it comes to my childhood, ang pinaka share ko talaga sa audience, no, sa lahat, yung tinuro sa akin ng mom ko while I was growing up. So kasi my mom was very competitive also. So bata pa lang ako, talagang tinuro niya sa akin that we always have to do our best in everything that we do. And then later on, nung lumaki na ako and then nag-a-attend ako ng mga seminar, we always hear na how you do anything is how you do everything. So talagang commit to excellence. Bata pa lang ako, yan na yung tinuro ng mami ko sa akin dahil nga laging gusto niya mag-top 1 ako, overall top 1 ako sa batch namin. Okay. So until lumaki na ako, yun yung naging principle ko. Okay, I will not stop until I get things right. Okay, it may not be perfect yet, pero hanggang ubos ng energy ko, hanggang nabigay ko na lahat, dun pa lang ako titigil when I focus on something. And nagta-translate din yan sa life ko in general, sa business, and in any endeavor na talagang pinipili ko na pasukan. Okay, so pagdating naman, nabanggit mo nga, Mommy, no, sa sports, no, nung bata ako, actually, nabanggit ko rin to sa book ko na How to Never Die Forever. Nasa likod ko siya ngayon yan. And nung bata ako kasi, I was not very physically coordinated. So talagang ano ko, nerd ako nun. Kasi nga, ang focus namin ng mommy ko talagang mag-aral ako, maging diligent, maging overall top 1 sa class. Hindi lang basta top 1 sa class ha, maging overall top 1 sa batch namin. So, so hindi ako masyado ano, into sports, ganyan. So, my cousins would always call me yung bano. Okay. Yung talagang ano, hindi ako physically coordinated talaga. And then, while I was growing up nga, yung so talagang nakatatak yan sa isip ko na hindi ako magaling sa sports, na wala akong pwedeng ibang gawin kundi mag-aral lang, okay, and then stay demure, very demure. Yan. Later on, nung I started doing yoga, I realized na we can do anything. Anything is possible for all of us as long as we first believe that it is possible. Okay? So from someone who grew up na talagang feeling ko wala akong pwedeng gawin na sport, ganyan. Nag-evolve ako into a yogi, Muay
Mhm.
Thai enthusiast. And now I do strength training, I do weightlifting also, yan. So yan yung mga sports na and the mga ano physical activities na na-engage ako. Ngayon na talagang ano nawala na sa akin yung stigma sa utak ko na banu ako ganyan. So uh, it translates din sa buhay natin na just because nung bata tayo, meron maling plinant na seed sa atin. It doesn't mean na gano'n na tayo buong buhay. Okay, there's definitely something that we can do about ourselves. Okay, just start believing in yourself first. Believe that it is possible.
Right, right. Thank you. That was a very beautiful parang lesson, no? Yung guidance nung mom mo.
Yeah.
So sa mga nanonood, especially sa kababaihan, that is how powerful moms are.
Exactly.
No? So the first person who believed in you was your mom. Kasi otherwise, she would not have driven you to be talagang top sa lahat ng bagay kung feel niya hindi mo kaya, hindi ba? Yeah. But then yes, there are negative programming na nanggaling sa iba-ibang tao tulad ng in your case, pinsan, no? But
Yeah.
then you really work very hard to overcome them. Okay? So, bago ako mag-continue sa question ko, no, there's another Joanna who wants to say hello to you. That's Joanna Marie Lazaro of Lorus. Hello daw, nanonood daw siya. So, yun.
One of my loves.
Dalawang Joanna yan, mga fans natin. Okay, so balik tayo. Dami kong itatanong ha, so I hope we don't run out of time. So, as you reflect on your early experiences sa farm, no, lalo na, saan bang farm na yan, no? So, where is that farm located?
Actually, all right. It's not exactly farm life. Okay, so we grew up in a house na talagang ano siya, ancestral house. Okay, and then kasi my mom has 14 siblings, so 15 sila lahat.
Wow.
So 15 sila lahat. So we're in this one big ancestral house while I was growing up. Okay, so kaya I was always playing with my cousins na tinatawag nga akong bano, ganyan. And then they would always bully me, ganyan. So talagang ano ko noon, doon ako naging introvert. Yun yung
Mm.
reason bakit ako naging introvert. Kasi nung bata ko, lagi akong binubuli. So, binubuli. So, I would always choose to just isolate myself. Kasi nga, ayoko na lagi na lang ako umiiyak kasi nga, we're in this one ancestral home na lagi nandun, binubuli ako. So, ayoko na. But later on, nakatulong sa akin yung pagiging introvert. Kasi, um, it helped me na talagang mag-hyper-focus when I need to focus on something. Being an introvert, syempre meron niyang advantages and disadvantages. Ginamit ko yun as an advantage for me to grow as a person talaga na I would isolate myself and focus on things that would help me grow as a person and now as an entrepreneur.
Mm. Yeah. So, yung pagiging introvert ay parang nakatulong, ano. So,
Yes,
how
yes. Hanggang ngayon.
so you mentioned that it helped you to hyper focus. So,
Yes.
paano mo siyang na-apply sa leadership at saka sa mga business decisions mo ngayon?
All right. So, in terms of, okay, ang introvert, it doesn't mean that, I don't know, ikaw ba, Mommy and do you consider yourself introvert or
I
extrovert? Or
am very
ambivert?
introvert, yes.
Introvert, yan.
Super.
So, magagamit natin siya when it comes to leadership and business decisions in a way na talagang you'll be able to um, do the inner work for you to be clear with the decisions that you are going to make. Hindi kailangan ng external output. Kasi ikaw talaga eh. You will focus on your inner work, you will focus on yourself, and you will be able to achieve clarity sa mga magiging decisions mo as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and sa buhay mo in general.
Mhm. Yeah, so true, no? So true. Kaya yung mga personalities natin, ano, kahit na sinasabi nating negative or it's a handicap, hindi totoo yon because there are always strengths for each type of personalities, di ba?
Exactly.
All the four personalities or eight or how many it is that you believe in. So, you mentioned na being bullied when you were young, you were living with so many people in an ancestral house. And also, I'm sure you also went through some of the challenges sa business, lalo na nung nagka-pandemic, no? Parang nabasa ko yon sa iyong website. So, paano kaya na-shape nitong mga to, ng mga experiences na to, yung iyong pag-overcome ng mga challenges mo sa business at sa mga crisis na pinagdaanan mo?
Okay. So I'll just share my story, no? Yung quick
Yes.
background lang, no? During the pandemic, so three of my businesses, nag-stop yun lahat. So, syempre, hindi naman natin pwedeng pabayaan yung mga employees natin, no? So,
Right.
somehow, yung mga natira kong savings, ina-allocate ko yun sa employees, sa kahit na paano bigyan ng ano, pangbigas nila, ganyan. And then, syempre, sa family ko, ganyan. And then again, that time talagang walang source of income, no? Kasi tatlo nga yung businesses na nag-stop. So what I did, um, tinanong ko muna yung sarili ko, ano ba yung kailangan ng mga tao that time? Ang kailangan ng mga tao that time during the pandemic, during the time of uncertainty, ano kailangan ng tao? Pagkain. Yung very basic need na pagkain. So, okay, there was a point na kahit na meron tayong pangbili sa grocery, 'di ba? Hindi tayo makalabas ng bahay kasi isa lang yung pwedeng lumabas. Excuse me. Hindi tayo pwedeng stock ng sobrang daming pagkain. Okay? So, in my head, parang hindi tama to eh. There's definitely something that we can do. So, hindi lahat ng tao nakakaalam na I'm trained sa commercial bread making. Okay? So, pero hindi ko na-apply yun nung after ko nag-aral ng commercial bread making, hindi ko siya na-apply agad. So, nung pandemic, inisip ko, naalala ko yung story ng multiplication of loaves in the Bible na
Mm.
napakain ni Jesus lahat ng maraming tao by bread. Yan, by multiplying bread, no? So, yun din yung ginawa ko during the pandemic. Na gumawa ako ng product na healthy, na hindi siya yung katulad ng mga commercialized version ng bread na mataas sa refined oil, sa sugar, but at the same time, it's very comforting, it's pillowy, so yan kaya doon ko tinart yung brand na Pillow Bread PH. Kasi ang
Mm.
goal ko talaga nun, mapakain lahat ng tao. Pero healthy na version ng bread. Okay? And then, I started with 5,000 lang. Halos $100 na lang yung pera ko nun sa bank account. No? Pero syempre with faith, tsaka yung mga skills na natutunan ko throughout the years, through my workshops, mentorships, ganyan. So, in-apply ko yun. Pero syempre, pinaka-importante yung faith talaga, no? So, yun. It turned out na and now we're 4 years na in the business
Wow.
and we are a multi-million company.
Mhm.
And marami tayong natutulungan ng mga tao through our products, our nutrition products. Yan. So yun, Mommy, and meron ka pang follow-up question to aside dun sa story ko ng pandemic, no? Uh, would you like to repeat your question?
Sige, sige. Parang okay na, no? Kasi parang narinig ko na, okay, from a child na ang dami-daming kasama, na bully. Tapos, I also heard, you did not mention it, but I heard from Joanna that you were a flight attendant a long
Yes.
time ago, and that's where you met, I guess. And then from there, naging yogi, naging Muay Thai pa, aficionado. Tapos naging businesswoman na nagsara nung 3 years na 3 businesses pala during the pandemic, and then you went into the pillow bread, which is talagang helping so many people, no? So, yung mga career transitions mo na yan, ano? So, ang dami mong pinagdaanan, personal transitions as well. So what advice can you give our viewers on identifying at leveraging ng kanilang mga skills, yung mga transferable skills kapag nagko-consider sila ng career change? Kasi I'm sure, I know personally that some of the people here are considering a career change. Paano kayang malalaman nila na, ito pwede. Tulad nung nakita mo na, hindi ba, nag-learn ka ng baking, no? Pero hindi mo nagamit. Tapos na-identify mo siya. So how will they do that? Anong advice mo para sa kanila?
First of all, kailangan very clear tayo muna. Ano bang gusto nating mangyari? Magta-transition ba tayo ng career dahil meron tayong hinahabol na na pera na parang tingin natin the grass is green, always greener on the other side. So kailangan clear tayo sa purpose natin. Okay? The reason why yung pinaka-main reason ko noon bakit ako nag-decide na mag-resign as a flight attendant was because may daughter ako na dito sa Pilipinas. No? And magti-teenager na siya noon. And I wanted to be with her. So, yun yung pinaka-drive ko noon. Okay? Hindi lang kasi narinig ko mas ano daw mas okay pag negosyante, 'di ba? Mas may time freedom, mas may wealth freedom, ganyan. Hindi, ang purpose ko noon talaga was to be with my daughter, and ang mindset ko noon, I'll do whatever it takes to succeed and at the same time be with my daughter here in the Philippines na hindi ko na kailangan lumayo sa kanya. Ang nasa isip ko talaga ron na hindi ko nahahayaan na I will miss another birthday, another event sa school niya dahil wala ako. Pero yun yung pinaka-drive ko. So naiyak ako. So, sa mga gusto mag-transition, know your purpose first. Okay? Kung know your why. Hindi yung magta-transition tayo dahil narinig natin na okay, mas okay ang kitaan dito. Hindi. Know your why first. Okay? And then, mas lalo na kung ang why natin is to serve other people. Yan, yun yung talagang magiging guide natin, and talagang we will be assured na we will be supported by a higher power. Yan. Pagdating naman sa practical side of things, okay. Ang ginawa ko noon ay equip myself with knowledge talaga. Nagbasa ako nung flight attendant ako, kapag may 14-hour flight kami, and then we have 4-hour na break na matulog sa crew bunk. Ang ginagawa ko, nagbabasa ako ng book ni Robert Kiyosaki, yung makapal. Hindi yung Rich Dad Poor Dad, yung Guide to Investing, yun kaagad yung binasa ko. And then nagbasa ako ng mga books ni Deepak Chopra. So lahat. And then I was consuming content about business already na kahit na flight attendant pa ako, prepare ko na yung mindset ko and prepare ko na yung sarili ko na iniisip ko na kaya ko tong gawin. It's not going to be easy, but there is definitely a blueprint for it kasi nagawa na ng maraming tao. Equip yourself with knowledge first. Yun muna. Okay, invest ka sa sarili mo. Invest ka sa mentorship, sa workshop, or kung halimbawa you think hindi mo pa kayang mag-invest sa mga workshop or mentorship, Maraming free content about entrepreneurship, about transitioning ng career, yan. Lalo na kung gusto mo maging entrepreneur. And of course, yung content ni Mami En, yan, makakatulong yan sa maraming maraming tao na gusto mag-transition from, halimbawa, from an employee to, to being an entrepreneur.
Yes, yes, that's so true, no? Thank you, Clara, for that. No, I'm sure a lot of the ladies here were inspired as well. So from the story of your mom, uh, molding you to be who you are, now we hear the story of you as a mom yourself. Kung papaano mo talagang uh, na-overcome yung hirap ng pag-transition, lalo na into something called entrepreneurship na parang, ano, sigurado ba yan? And ganda kaya ng sweldo ko ng 15-30 abroad pa, di ba, in dollars, no? So, but the power of being a mom talagang napakalakas niyan as a motivating factor. Tama? Yeah. And I also have been watching your videos. I've also been listening to your podcasts. And I've heard about you mentoring and empowering women as well sa mga dami ng ginagawa mo. So can you share with us some of the strategies na naging effective para makatulong ka na ma-overcome yung mga obstacles para ma-achieve ng mga babae yung kanilang full potential?
Yes. So, um, share ko lang, Mami, no? When
Sige.
I started on my journey sa entrepreneurship, no? So, syempre, wala talaga akong experience sa negosyo. And yun nga, flight attendant pa ako, ganyan. So, meron ako mga doubters, bashers, agad. Ang sinasabi nila, mga ano pa to mga ka-close ko pa to, na kala ko kaibigan ko talagang sinasabi nila na, mga alam niyan sa negosyo, alam lang niyan, magbigay ng chicken or beef or mag-serve ng coffee or tea. Anong alam niyan? So, ang point ko dito is, Mami En, talagang kapag nag-start tayo ng bagong journey sa buhay, kahit ano pang journey yan, to improve ourselves, our lives, there will be haters, there will be bashers, there will be
Mm.
doubters. But always remember, um, kailangan tiwala ka muna sa sarili mo. Pagtitiwalaan mo yung sarili mo, pagtitiwalaan mo si God. Lalo na kung pure yung intention mo. Lalo na kung malinis ang intention mo, wala kang intention na makasakit ng kapwa, mandaya, manira ng kapwa mo. You will be guided talaga. And at the same time, yun nga, talagang sabi nga ng mentor ko, every master was once a disaster. Okay?
Right.
'Di ba?
Mm.
Talagang sa umpisa, kahit ano pa yan, kahit ano, bagong sport, bagong instrument, bagong bagong hobby, sa umpisa, talagang it's not going to be perfect. So we have to stop judging ourselves. Lalo na kung nag-uumpisa tayo. Okay? It's a journey. Mahaba yan. What's important is i-appreciate natin each moment that we are in that journey. Okay? Na i-recognize natin yung mga lessons, mga learnings, each step. Okay? And then kung may mistake, treat it as a win still. Marami akong naging mistakes sa negosyo, marami akong naging bad decisions, pero lahat yon nakakontribute kung paano ako ngayon. Okay? Ano ba yung mga mistake na yon? Siguro wrong na pagpili ng business partners, wrong na pagpili ng siguro employees, ganyan, or wrong strategy, ganyan. Marami. Pero sabi nga nila, hindi ka magiging successful kung hindi pa enough yung failures mo. So,
Wow.
treat it as talagang as a learning experience. Enjoy it. Hindi madaling maging entrepreneur. Okay, hindi siya madali until even today. Alam mo yan, Mami En, na talagang it's very scary actually. At the same time, it's very rewarding. Lalo
Right.
na if we're doing yung business natin, nakakatulong sa maraming tao, nakaka-improve ng buhay ng maraming tao. It's going to be very rewarding. Pero hindi siya madali. It's scary. It's very scary. Um, but just trust. Trust talaga. Trust in yourself, trust in God, invest in your skills. Kasi that will make you unshakable. Kahit anong pandemic pa yan, kahit na anong ups and downs pa yung ma-encounter mo, you will be unshakable. Trust in yourself, believe that you're guided by the higher power, and invest in your skills talaga.
Yeah. So, thank you for that, no? Thank you for that, Miss Clara, no?
You're
Invest
welcome.
in your skills. Naalala ko yung Quantum Leap. That is something
Yes.
that we enrolled in. Nag-umpisa kami sa Millionaire Mind Intensive. By the way, there's
Yes.
gonna be another one sa October. And if you're interested, get in touch with me. I'm an affiliate for that. So from MMI, nag-enroll kami pareho, hindi sabay. Nauna ako, syempre kasi mas matanda ako. Nauna ako kay Miss Clara, pero we are graduates of Quantum Leap. Kung saan-saan at kung ano-ano, kung saan-saan kami napunta para makapag-invest in ourselves at para matuto, para maging who we are today. Right? And nabanggit mo, no, yung journey na napakahirap, no? So, may work, pero yung buhay natin tuloy-tuloy din. Di naman natin pwedeng i-isolate yon, yung dalawang aspeto na yon. So, I'm sure you had some challenges in maintaining work-life balance, no? Tulad ng ibang mga entrepreneurs. So, ano yung mga strategies or tools na na-discover mo na nakatulong sa iyo sa pag-integrate ng work at saka ng personal life mo para maging healthy ka tulad ngayon, you're so pretty and very sexy.
Thank
And
you.
also in a sustainable way. Kasi yun yung isang challenge ko, yung hindi siya nagiging sustainable, lalo na yung pag-exercise at saka pag-eat healthy. So can you teach us some lessons? And before you answer, I'd like to tell the people who are watching now that meron tayong Q&A mamaya. So if you have any questions, you can already type your questions at babalikan natin yan. Okay? So Miss Clara, come on, tell us how to do it right.
Ayan. Okay. So, very important talaga sa akin that I meditate first before anything else. Yan yung magsiset ng mood ko and momentum ko for the entire day. It's important that I visualize how my day is gonna go, and then yung visions ko for the future, and then of course, crucial na talagang ma-feel ko yung energy ng gratitude at the start, at the beginning of the day. Okay? Otherwise, minsan, okay, hindi naman ako perfect. Minsan, hindi ako nakakapag-meditate. Para ako, it will feel like I'm just dragging myself the entire day. But if I start na nag-meditate ako and then I do sun salutations, kahit na 5 minutes lang ng yoga, it will build my momentum to do more, and at the same time talagang yung energy ko mataas, hindi talaga and talagang yung focus ko very efficient. Okay. So pagdating naman sa exercise, okay. We have a campaign, by the way, sa brand namin, which is prioritize self-care, and the mission of our company is to make wellness achievable for everyone. So, why do we need to prioritize self-care? Alam ko, oo, busy tayong lahat. But give yung at least that 2 hours, initial 2 hours of the day for yourself. Okay? Meditate tayo, mag-shower tayo, ganyan, mag-yoga tayo kahit 5 minutes kung feeling natin, ay, hindi ako flexible, hindi ako marunong mag-yoga. Always remember, flexibility is not a requirement for doing yoga. Flexibility is the result of doing a lot of yoga. Hindi po ako flexible nun before I started. It's a result of doing a lot of yoga. Same, yung mga nagsasabi na, ay, hindi ako marunong mag-meditate kasi ang dami kong iniisip. Yung pagiging zen, that's a result of doing a lot of meditation. Hindi siya yung requirement, okay? So, yung mga excuses natin, isang tabi natin, okay? Just take that one step first, okay? So, kung meditation, ang daming content sa YouTube. No, meditation for beginners, mga guided meditation. Ang kailangan lang natin gawin, umupo, makinig doon sa audio. Ayan. And meron namang mga 5 minutes lang, mga 10 minutes lang. Okay? And then sa yoga din, same thing. Meron sa YouTube mga yoga for beginners. Okay? If you want me to share, you can go to Pillow Bread PH channel, YouTube channel. Meron tayong mga YouTube and meditation videos doon. Okay? Na talagang for beginners. So, again, it's part of our mission to make wellness achievable for everyone. Yan, yung free content na yun, value na yun. Okay? And pagdating naman sa exercise, mommy, and ang kasi usually ang struggle ng mga hindi pa nagji-gym is ay nako-conscious ako mag-gym, di ako marunong gumamit ng equipment, hindi ako marunong di ko alam kung ano yung routine na gagawin ko, ganyan. Again, invest in yourself. Hire a professional coach. Okay? If you think it's an extra expense, again, mas mura mag-hire ng professional coach kesa magbayad syempre ayaw natin mangyari, kaysa magbayad sa hospital. Di ba? Dahil hindi tayo nag-workout, hindi tayo nag-exercise. Okay. So again, kung may excuse pa rin tayo na ay wala pa rin time, maglakad tayo. Okay? Kahit 30 minutes lang sa labas ng bahay natin, ganyan, or paikot-ikot sa bahay natin. Okay? Kahit 30 minutes lang. Ngayon may mga walking pad na na-available sa TikTok shop, sa Lazada. Mura lang, okay? Hindi, parang may mga tag 2,000, ganyan. O investment yan. Huwag nating isipin as cost. Investment yan. 'Di ba? Kung may improve nito yung lung health natin, yung heart health natin, okay? And yung overall well-being natin, bakit hindi natin gawin? Walang excuses sa pagiging healthy. Yun lang naman ang point ko, Mami. And then when
Okay,
it
aray ko,
comes
aray
to
ko.
food, yan. Yan. When it
When it
comes
comes
to
to food,
food, ay, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
sige, go ahead. When it comes to
Ayan.
food,
When it comes to food naman, we just really need to be mindful. Okay? Kung challenge na, okay, sige, sa bahay kasi natin, di ba, paano bang Filipino na ang pagkain sa Filipino household, di ba? Laging puro matataas fatty food, sobrang daming kanin, ganyan. O di, dagdagan natin ng fruits, okay? Daging may saging, may orange. Sa bahay namin hindi talaga nawawala ng fruits, Mommy. And so magsimula bata ako 'yan ng talagang nakasanayan namin na kailangan malungkot yung table namin pag walang fruits. Ayan. So sa mga mommies dyan, talagang gawin nating habit 'yun. Na talagang um, at least i-goal natin na may 5 servings of fruits and vegetables tayo. Ano yung 5 servings na yun? So, 1 serving of fruit, yan, isang pirasong fruit. And then, 1 serving ng vegetable, at least 1 cup, yan, ng vegetables. 5 servings every day. So, kung halimbawa, dalawang saging ka, o isang orange, o 2 cup ng vegetables, okay yun. Okay? And then, hindi natin kailangan i-completely change kaagad yung lifestyle natin lalo na yung attitude natin when it comes to food. Pero magdagdag tayo ng healthier choices. Kasi pag the more that we consume healthier choices sa pagkain natin, the more na may isip natin, ay ayoko na nitong junk food. Next week na lang. Or next month na lang. Ganyan. Kasi nourished yung katawan natin. Alam ng katawan natin that um, marami tayong nakukuhang nutrients. So, hindi siya maghahanap. Malilesen yung cravings natin for salt, for sodium, for sugar.
yay. So, ang daming tip nun. Thank you so much, Miss Clara. No? So, we start with meditation, with gratitude, with stretching, sa yoga. Panuorin ninyo itong nilagay na namin yung link sa chat, no? Pakilagay na rin yung link sa chat sa Facebook. So, watch Miss Clara kasi napakasimple lang nung kanyang yoga na video on learning how to do yoga. Yan, no? So from there, exercise tapos food. Wala na talagang excuse pero aray-aray ko, may excuse pa rin. Sometimes we make the age as an excuse. But anyway, Yon. Before we continue, since nangangalahati na tayo sa ating show, can we have a group photo muna bago natin
Yeah.
makalimutan? Is that okay? May I request everyone to turn on your cameras para at least meron tayong remembrance for this Zoom call and for this Facebook Live. Sa Facebook lang, kaya lang we cannot take the photos, no? So yan. So ready na? So let's have Miss Ave take our photos. Yes, please give the order, Miss Ave.
Ayan.
Smile tayo.
Kita ko yung buko.
Yeah. Nakamute ka yata, Miss Ave.
Ay, sorry about that. So, ayan, ready na po sila. Naka-on ang kanilang camera. So, smile lang po tayo. This is the first set of people po muna. So, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ayan.
Continue smiling.
I continue
Smiling
smiling.
lang po.
Another set pa.
We have another set coming. Wait lang po. Ayan. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan. Okay na po. Thank you so
Okay
much,
na? Okay.
everyone.
Thank you. And so let's now continue with our Q&A. I see some comments na sa ating chat group. Pakidagdag lang ng mga comments at mga questions ninyo. No? So I'll go on to my next question, which is about philanthropy. Alam nyo ba na si Miss Clara, hindi lang siya businesswoman, hindi lang siya yogi, hindi lang siya ah, ano pa ba? Sa dami-dami, no? Entrepreneur, and of course, she's also a philanthropist. Okay? So can you talk about that? No, how do you see yung role mo as a philanthropist sa community engagement nila at saka sa mga business strategies para makita ng mga ating mga viewers yung connection ng mga yon. So, especially the small business owners, no? So, anong mga advice na pwede mong ibigay sa amin na para ma-align yung philanthropic efforts natin sa ating mga business goals?
Ayan. Okay. So, when it comes to philanthropy, ano siya? Naniniwala kasi ako that givers are winners.
Hmm.
So, there's always, kailangan, importante sa atin as entrepreneurs or yung mga gusto mag-start ng business na malaki talaga yung purpose natin na isa-serve sa mundo. I-embrace natin yun. Yung purpose na yun na talagang hindi lang tayo makakatulong sa mga tingin natin na makakatulong sa atin. Okay? Like, hindi lang tayo tumutulong sa mga employees natin, sa mga pamilya natin. Okay? Kailangan may service din sa community. Like, hindi siya yung isang aspeto lang na, ay, tsaka ako nagagawin kapag sobrang mayaman na ako. Hindi. We can start small. Okay? And right now, ang sinusupport ko kasi is Lighthouse Sanctuary. So it's a shelter that an organization that provides shelter sa mga victims ng human trafficking, sexual abuse, yan, and mga victims ng organ harvesting. Okay? So yan ang sinusupport ko na organization, which is which is Lighthouse Sanctuary. So ano ko talaga na naawa ako sa mga bakit yun yung pinili ko na organization to support, no, with when it comes to philanthropy, no. Kasi naawa talaga ako sa mga helpless na bata na they're victims of these horrible things na hindi dapat nila na-experience. Na yung mga bata, yan sige, cliche, pero talagang hope yan ng mundo natin. Bakit natin sinisira yung buhay nila, bakit natin sinisira yung buhay nila, yung future nila. And I wanted to help protect them. So yan yung organization. Kasi okay, maraming organization dyan. Yung mga, okay, for the elderly, ganyan, for mga adopted, for mga orphanage, ganyan. So we also help yung mga ganun na institutions However, talaga nag-focus ako dun sa shelter for victims of sexual abuse, human trafficking na mga bata. Yun. So yun yung talagang naging part ng mission ko when it comes to my life in general and then sa business din. So reason ko um, bakit gusto kong lumago pa yung negosyo ko. Gusto ko pang mag-scale yung business. Hindi na lang para sa akin, sa pamilya ko eh. Para rin sa ibang tao. So para mas marami kaming shelter na maitayo para sa mga sa Lighthouse Sanctuary. Yun na lang yung yun na lang din yung isang iniisip ko. Kasi when you think about it, Mommy, no, um, for entrepreneurs, syempre, it's inevitable na mangangarap tayo ng billion-dollar company, multi-billion, trillion-dollar company. But at the end of the day, gusto ba talaga natin yon? It's nice. It's a nice idea. It's great. Pero kung wala tayong sense of purpose, kung wala tayong nakikitang bigger mission in life, kahit na magiging trillion-dollar company pa tayo, it's not going to make sense. Hindi siya magiging fulfilling, hindi siya magiging rewarding. Kahit na multimillionaire ka na, okay? Kung wala kang bigger purpose in life, wala. Nothing will make sense. Na kahit na lahat ng gusto mong kainin, nakakain mo, lahat ng gusto mong bilhin, nakakain mo, it won't make sense. Hindi magiging malalim ang appreciation natin sa buhay kung wala tayong bigger purpose. Like service to the community and serving others.
Wow, thank you for that, Miss Clara, no.
That's
That's when you talk like that, no, based on my experience for 40 years as a businesswoman, parang nakikita ko na you have already passed through yung lahat ng mga struggles at narating mo na yung gusto mong marating. And that's why now you're focusing on giving to others and helping people as well. Okay? So yung journey mo na yan, ano, kung minsan iniisip ng mga tao, paano akong tutulong sa iba? Eh, nagkakandara pa na nga ako dito sa aking negosyo ngayon.
Mhm.
So, ano kaya yung mga lessons na natutunan mo in your journey so that you will get to where you are now? Ano yung mga pwede mong siguro mga top 3 lessons na pwede mong i-share sa amin para matulungan kami sa aming mga challenges at mga opportunities sa pag-start at pag-grow ng aming mga businesses.
Okay. So, first is, katulad na nabanggit ko kanina, I'll share with you 3 very powerful books na talagang binasa ko when I started. So, na-mention ko nga, Guide to Investing by Robert Kiyosaki. Um, Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra and 48 Laws of Power. Yan, okay. Kung gusto natin ng practical tips, yung tatlong yun, yung una kong talagang binasa before I started consuming content online. Yun talaga. Iba rin ang power ng libro, ng printed na libro. Kasi mas
Right.
focused kayo, di ba? Unlike yung kung halimbawa babasa ka na, mag-audiobook ka. Lahat naman kasi, o yung iba mas natututo through audio, no? Pero ako naniniwala ako na talagang pag nagbasa ka ng libro, yung printed na libro, mag-zoom, mag-zoom in ka dun sa libro di ba? Talagang, it's just you and the author at that moment. Just the author talking to you at that moment. Yun.
Right.
So yun yung number 1. Okay? Mindset, tsaka skill set. Okay? And then number 2, nabanggit ko na rin to kanina, Mommy, no? Prioritize self-care. Alagaan mo yung sarili mo. Hindi yung lagi tayong nag-chase ng better opportunity, nag-chase tayo ng bigger goals, pero hindi tayo prepared. Hindi prepared yung sarili natin mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Okay? So bakit shinare ko kanina yung practices like gratitude, meditation, working out, mindful eating, kasi kailangan prepared ka. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. before you take on the this very interesting journey and very interesting, rewarding journey of entrepreneurship. Prioritize mo yung self-care. Ayan, okay. And then number 3, of course, build a system. Okay? Build a system when it comes to, again, right now, until now, talagang constantly, we are adjusting, refining our system. It's never going to be perfect, but build a system for yourself and your team. Okay? Yan ang importante. Kasi most of the time, pag narinig natin system, or parang nakaka-intimidate naman, lalo na sa mga nagsa-start, no? Pag yung system na yan, kailangan mo sobrang techy ko, kailangan sobrang dami ng software, ganun, kailangan ba may inventory system? Again, ang dami ng tools ngayon na available, AI tools, softwares that will help you that will help you build your system in your business. Okay? So, that goes hand in hand na kailangan invest in your team also. So, hindi lang hand in hand yan. Kailangan may system tayo. And then, we have an efficient team to execute the system. Okay? One step at a time. Okay? Huwag tayo magpapa-overwhelm. Okay? Share ko lang din na whenever we are starting a new brand, a new product sa company namin, na ang unang nagiging reaction ko, na-overwhelm ako. Of course, na parang, ay, mag-build na naman ng brand, ano naman, i-grow na naman to, i-market na naman to, kailangan na naman ng team. One step at a time, okay? Ano yon? Halimbawa, okay, for this day, kailangan mo munang mag-sign up sa maggawa ng Facebook page ng brand mo, Instagram page, ganyan, or ng TikTok account. Gawin mo muna. Yun. Wag magpapa-overwhelm. Okay? Be very organized. Okay? Again, hindi ako perfect when it comes to being organized, but what I do, talagang I have my to-do tasks for the week. Okay? And then, yung mga tasks na yun, I break them down to things that I can delegate, things that I need to dedicate my time doon sa mga tasks na yun, and yung mga things na pwede ko namang i-delete. Kala ko lang important, pwede ko namang i-delete. Okay? Kung hindi ko siya kung hindi ko siya ma-delegate, baka pwede namang i-delete ko na lang, distraction lang. Ganon. So, yung number 3, medyo, yung third na tip, medyo ano siya, medyo wide yung scope niya kasi ano na yan, sa pagpapatakbo na talaga ng negosyo yun eh. Systems, efficient teams, being organized with your work, ayan, with your tasks as a business owner, and avoid overwhelm. One step at a time. Okay.
Yan, no? Siksik, liblib. Ano? At umaapaw ang ating mga learnings this session. Okay, thank you, Miss Clara. No? So, I'm sure all of these things you did not learn from school or, di ba? It is talagang school of hard knocks yan. At saka, being a lifelong learner. Di ba? Kaya nga, seminar na pag-usapan na natin, libro, webinar, at kung saan-saan pa. No? Napunta ka sa India. I'm sure you went to Singapore also like me. And also to Malaysia when during sa yung mga natin sa Quantum Leap, and I'm sure to many other countries just to be able to learn. So as a lifelong learner, ano naman ang tip? Okay, this is already my last question kasi bibigyan ko ng chance yung iba na makapagtanong. So ito na lang, ano ang tip, ano ang advice na pwede mong ibigay sa amin so that you became who you are now, na staying ahead of the curve and talagang continuously developing yung mga skills mo at saka yung mga knowledge mo na mabilis na makakapagbabago sa business mo, sa sarili mo, at even sa mundo on how you can support other people to be better than where they are now. So can you share to us yung mga tips na yan?
Okay. So, when it comes to improving ourselves, yan, of course, yan nga, lagi natin sabi, invest in yourself, okay? And may nagtatanong pala, Mommy, can I ask for the book title, please? Yung book titles nung 3 binanggit ko kanina, yun ba yun?
Yeah.
Ayan, sige. Guide to
Sige.
Investing by Robert Kiyosaki, 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, and then The Seven Spiritual Laws to Success by Deepak Chopra. Ayan.
Yes.
Can we go back to your question again, Mami N?
Yan. So going back, no, so kita nga, I was asking about being a lifelong learner. Yan, kung ano yung mga advice na pwede mong ibigay para from school, marating din namin yung narating mo, yung journey na yon. Ano yung pwede naming gawin pa? I know you already mentioned some of them, but siguro we can just have it talagang lahat na magkasama, no? On how you can continuously develop your skills and your knowledge so that you'll be able to contribute not only to yourself, to your business, but also to the rest of the world.
Yan. So, ang importante kasi, kailangan we have this humility in us. Kailangan we always have a humble mindset na hindi laging, I already know that. Hindi laging ganun. Okay na, naatinan ko na yun, siguro okay na, alam ko na yan. No. Okay. Kailangan meron tayong humble mindset na, okay, we are going to embrace learning. We set aside time to learn new things, to read a new book, to attend a new seminar that can probably help us with our business, to network. Yan. Most of the time, yung mga entrepreneurs nagiging masyadong mayabang na, I don't need other people. Okay ako sa business ko, ganyan. Hindi. You'll never know kung ano yung pwedeng makatulong sa'yo or matulungan mo by networking with other people, with other entrepreneurs. Okay? So, yun yung mga things that I do talaga na nakakatulong na para mag-continuously grow ako as a person and then as an entrepreneur. Yung mga natutunan natin before, mga workshops, mga coaching, mentorships, ganyan, okay, very, ano yun, core yun ng mga skill set natin. Pero lagi natin tatandaan, may innovation, laging may bago, laging may bago. Sabi nga sa movie na Catch Me If You Can ni Leonardo DiCaprio, 'di ba? You only need to be one chapter ahead if we want to be successful. Pero syempre, ano tayo we exceed expectations. So let's go 2 chapters ahead. Okay? You only need to be 2 chapters ahead in life. Okay? So wag tayong maging complacent. Okay? Na like what I said kanina na, okay na ako, okay na to, hindi ko na kailangan matutunan yan, hindi ko na kailangan mag-workshop. Ikaw na lang umattend, echo mo na lang sa akin. I always hear that and I get frustrated when I hear mga entrepreneurs na, sige na, narinig ko na yun, echo mo na lang sa akin, ikaw na lang mag-attend. Wag ganun. Iba yung energy kapag you're with a good crowd of entrepreneurs, ganyan, of people who are also lifelong learners. Yan.
Right.
Surround yourself with that kind of energy. Invest. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Clara. So that was the last question that I have, and I'm looking at these questions here. May nag-comment si Ana Tan, sabi niya, I love invest in your skills. It's so empowering, especially to new entrepreneurs like me. So thank you daw for sharing, Miss Clara.
My
Yan, no?
pleasure.
Yeah, there's a question here, sabi niya, how do you continue to ensure that your business reflects your passion and your values? This is from Miss Rona.
Ayan, okay. So, again, magsa-start tayo sa why natin, sa purpose natin. Ang reason ko for starting this company, hindi lang para magkapera ako ng pandemic. O para makatawid kami ng pandemic. Ang reason ko talaga, gusto ko mapakain yung mga Pilipino, yung maraming tao. And at the same time, gusto ko silang bigyan ng healthier alternative to commercially available na mga na bread yon. So from there, from that product na yung healthy na pandesal ng Pillow Bread, nag-evolve tayo to creating digestive reset cleanses, ayan, based on Ayurvedic principles, okay? Yung mga natutunan ko sa India. And then, nag-evolve na rin tayo into creating customized nutrition programs. Again, Lahat ng product na nilalabas ng CDH Wellness Corporation, ng company namin, ang goal is to make wellness achievable for everyone. So kung meron ka talagang prinsipyo na ganun, kung may mission ka na ganun, lahat ng magiging service mo, product mo, mas-streamline mo. It's going to be streamlined with your mission. Okay? And hindi na, again, talagang the more lives that you intend to make an impact on, talagang mas maraming blessings yung babalik sa business mo. Kaya, wag tayo personal advice ko, wag tayo mag-bid lang ng business dahil, ay, uso milk tea ngayon. Mag-ano ko, ano ka ng milk tea business. Okay. Ay, uso yung, ano ngayon, ano bang usong business ngayon? Corn dog, ganyan. Magtatayo akong corn dog. Wag ganun. Kasi usually, nagiging hype lang yan eh. 'Di ba? Hindi siya magiging sustainable. So, kung ano yung totoo sa sarili mo, kung ano yung tingin mo makakasolve ng problem ng maraming tao, yun, dun ka mag-start. Dun muna.
Yes. So focus on problems and provide the solutions. So
Yes.
yun yung start ng business, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank
And
you for that. Yes.
yes, dagdag ko lang, Mami N, no? So, hindi tayo puro theory, purpose, ha? Kailangan, pinaka-importante nating matutunan, marketing skill in business. Okay? Hindi lang basta, yun, again, invest ka sa marketing skill.
Right.
Kasi, ang nangyayari sa mga business owners ngayon, okay, mag-open ako ng negosyo, tapos, o sige, mag-hire na lang ako na mag-handle ng, marketing, ng Facebook ads, ng social media, ganun, digital marketing. Pero hindi nila alam yung talagang the way to run the strategies. Okay? So, ang
Mm.
nangyayari yung ibang business owners, Mami, and ang dami ko nang narinig na stories, no, na siningil sila ng marketing agency ng 1 million. Pero hindi nila nabalik yung yung investment nila dun sa siningil ng marketing agency kasi hindi nila naiintindihan how it works. So bago tayo mag-hire, mag-delegate, mag-outsource, intindihin muna natin kung ano yung dinidelegate natin, ina-outsource natin. Importante na tayo mismo aralin natin kung paano mag-copywriting, kung
Yeah.
paano magsulat ng powerful na email, kung paano mag-run ng ads, hindi lang mag-boost ng post, mag-run ng ads. Okay? All right? And to create content. Hindi, again, it may be overwhelming, but right now, guys, may ChatGPT, may AI tools. Hindi katulad noon, Mommy, and when I was starting, tsaka ikaw din, I'm sure when you were starting, no,
Yeah.
ang dami ng tools to help us. Importante lang, again, we have this humble mindset na aralin yun as an entrepreneur. Kasi mahirap yung mag-hire ka ng marketing agency na hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano yung marketing efficiency ratio, hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano yung return on ad spend, yung mga ganun, basic.
Yes.
Basic yan sa digital marketing ngayon. So, aralin natin. Aralin natin yung mga ganun. Maraming content online about it. Aralin mo as an entrepreneur, as someone who wants to start a business and be successful in entrepreneurship.
Thank you for that. That was very valuable, Miss Clara, no? And if you want, no, para sa audience natin, if you're interested to learn about marketing, I will be inviting more guests to talk about marketing. Pero if you want to scroll down sa ating Facebook page, we had two Facebook ads experts, si Ann Peñaredondo at saka si Miss Nina, no? So
Okay.
you can go back and watch their videos and see kung ano yung gusto ninyong matutunan. You can even get in touch with them and try to learn from them. Yan, mga experts. Sila yung aking mga go-to when it comes to Facebook marketing. So, moving forward, we have a question from Engineer Armand Tagibaw Jr. Sabi niya, can you describe a successful case where your yoga program significantly improved employee engagement, workplace culture, or business mindset? What specific practices or approaches thou contributed to this success?
Okay. So, what specific yoga practice ang in-integrate ko sa business? That's the question, right, Mami N?
Right.
Okay. So, here in our company, I wanted, ang idea ko was, of course, initially, to have a meditation, have a daily meditation here in our company, no? Kaya lang, yung iba work from home, ganyan. So, ano kasi, hybrid yung employees. Yung iba nandito sa office, nasa office, yung iba na work from home. So, maganda sana kung lahat kami nakapag-yoga in the morning and nakapag-meditate in the morning. However, what we do is every day, 9 o'clock, we make sure that we have a collective prayer with intention setting, okay, for the day, tsaka goal setting for the day. So, again, yoga, hindi lang siya physical exercise, okay, hindi lang siya asanas, it's about worship, dedication, action. Okay, maraming forms of yoga. So for me, yun yung form of yoga that I integrated sa company namin. Okay, yan.
So,
And ano ba siya nakatulong? Of course, talagang na lahat ng employees, naging aligned sa gusto naming mangyari for that day, for that certain day, and start yung day with gratitude and talagang praise and worship kay God.
Yan, ganda, no? So, I heard about that, yung mga ganon na nag-uumpisa, nagkakaroon ng morning huddle. But this is the
Yes.
first time I'm hearing about starting it with gratitude and praise and worship, no? No matter what your religion is, I'm sure you can come up with something, di ba?
Exactly.
Pag-uusapan.
Exactly.
Or a prayer that would be common for everyone, regardless of religion. Okay. So, I hope that answered your question, Engineer Arman. Message ka lang kung kailangan mo pa ng elaboration. So, let's go to Irene Magnaye from Facebook. Paano po kapag nasa negosyo ka tapos naubos ang puhunan because of debts? Paano po magsimula muli kung wala ng capital? Would you want to answer that?
Okay. So, kapag one of my mentors would always say na kapag meron tayong cash flow issue, among all other factors, no, definitely there's a marketing issue. Okay. So, pag meron tayong challenges sa cash flow, baka hindi tayo nagmo-market ng maayos. Baka hindi tayo allocate ng enough funds for marketing. So, sabi nga nung mentor ko dati, kung halimbawa, ang last money na lang ng company mo is ganito, anong gagawin mo? So, ang suggestion ng mentor ko was, give something away for free. Okay? Product nyo for free. Okay? Kasi from there, syempre, mas maraming makakakilala sa brand mo, kahit 5 tao pa yan. Tas, you have a strong product na talagang na-enjoy nila, yan, nag-benefit sila. It can grow from there. Okay. Now, yung question naman na kung halimbawa may puro utang na yung negosyo, okay? Question is, itutuloy ba or what do you do with it? Yun ba yung question? Mien?
Ano daw magsisimula muli kung wala ng kapital?
Okay. Alright. Then, I would suggest na kung halimbawa, yun talagang bootstrap everything. You have to bootstrap everything. Avoid muna natin yung further debt. Okay? Kasi yung iba, ang ginagawa nila, kapag marami ng utang, okay, yung negosyo, lalo pang umuutang. Okay? Tandaan natin, ang bangko, pauutangin tayo niyan kapag marami tayong pera. Hindi yung kapag konti na lang, pag wala na tayong pera. Okay? So, it's going to be more challenging to find people who will loan money sa atin. Ang suggestion ko, always, kahit nasa mga nagsastart ng business, okay, bootstrap. Lahat ng resources na meron ka that's going to help you, okay, with your business. Kung halimbawa, ang meron ka na lang lumang computer, okay, for your business, okay? Halimbawa lang, believe me kasi pinagdaanan ko to nung pandemic. Nung pandemic, ang meron na lang ako noon $100, tsaka laptop na kapag ginalaw mo, namamatay yung screen dahil sobrang luma niya na. Okay? Work with what you have. Okay? Kung meron ka na lang isang taong natitira sa business mo dahil hindi mo na kaya magpasweldo ng maraming tao, work with that person. Okay? Mag-run kayo ng mag-run kayo ng ads. Okay? Aralin niyo pareho paano mag-run ng ads. Okay? Tignan niyo yung sales process nyo. Baka may leak sa sales process nyo. Baka naman hindi nyo na-target yung tamang audience nyo. There's definitely something that you can do with the current resources that you have. But my main point here is wag na magdagdag ng utang. Kung puro utang na yung business, be willing to be, again, humility. If you have to do the dirty work again, okay, hindi dirty ibig kong sabihin kung kailangan aralin mo ulit, gawin mo on your own. Na kahit na nasanay ka na marami kang tao, marami kang gumagawa for you, hindi, gawin mo ulit. Ikaw yan, sarili mo ang kakampi mo. Okay, ikaw pa rin, sarili mo pa rin na makakapag-save sa'yo tsaka sa negosyo mo. Aralin mo yung kailangan mong aralin. Be willing to do the work. Okay, be willing to put in the work. Okay, dahil hindi ko siya sinasabi based on theory dahil yan talaga yung pinagdaanan ko nung pandemic na walang-wala na ako nun coming from someone with 3 businesses before the pandemic. Walang-wala na ako nun talagang sabi ko nga laptop lang. Laptop lang na luma na namamatay-matay yung screen yung meron ako nun and $100. Yun na lang.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Miss Clara. No? Yeah.
Well,
And also, I'd like if I may add something, Irene, paano magsisimula kung wala ka ng kapital kasi naubos na ang puhunan dahil sa utang? Ang aking tanong is, bakit nangyari sa iyo yan? Baka may problema yung negosyo mo. Bakit ka pa magsisimula kung problematic naman yung negosyo mo? Huwag ka nang magnegosyo until nalaman mo kung bakit. Alamin yung root cause. No? Kaya ba naubos yung pera ay ninakawan ka? Ngayon, kung mag-uumpisa ka uli ng business, paano mong make sure na hindi ka nananakawan? Kaya ba naubos yung kapital mo dahil ginastos mo? So, kahit na mag-umpisa ka, mangutang ka ng mangutang, kung ang ugali mo ay ginagastos mo yung pera ng negosyo sa sarili mong mga binibili, hindi din magwo-work yung business. So, my advice sa experience ko is to find out bakit ka napunta sa lugar na yan, paano kang napunta dyan, at paano mo maa-avoid na mangyari uli yan. Kasi kung hindi mo siya kayang i-avoid, halimbawa parating kinukuha ng mother-in-law mo yung pera mo, ay huwag ka na mag-umpisa ng negosyo kasi nandiyan pa rin si mother-in-law na kukunin yung pera, di ba? Hanapin yung root cause at pag na-address mo na yung lahat ng root cause na yan, tsaka ka na mag-umpisa na magnegosyo. Tama yung sinasabi ni Miss Clara. I'm sure may mabebenta ka, lumang kurtina, lumang upuan, kahit na anong pwede mong ibenta sa nandiyan sa kapaligiran mo para makapag-umpisa ka lang. Pero bago ka magbenta ng magbenta, alamin mo muna kung bakit ka napunta sa situation na yan. I hope it helps, no, Irene? At kung may question ka pa, you can ask sa Facebook again. Okay. So let's go to Maria Dominic Rico. Sabi niya, hello po, can I ask for advice? The business I'm handling right now is an inheritance from my parents. And as a young entrepreneur, I saw some uncertain factors within the organization like low sales, old facilities, employees that are quite hard-headed to adapt change. I need advice po or encouragement to continue fighting for the business. Nako, fighting talaga. Despite that the business has existing loans up to today. Yan.
Ayan. So,
Yeah, Miss Clara.
ayan. So, ano yan, talagang challenge yan ng mga second, third generation businesses, no, Miss Mommy and na talagang pag merong young blood or new blood na papasok, i-inherit na hindi lang yung business, pati yung mga challenges ng business, no? So, pagdating sa, halimbawa, like yun na-mention mo, low sales. So, ano yung pwede mong gawin para again, lagi kong sinasabi, no, mention ko rin kanina, pag low ang sales, anong ibig sabihin yan? Low ang marketing efforts. Directly proportional yan eh. Or baka may leak sa sales process. I-check natin yan. Okay. applyan mo na digital marketing. Kung traditional business, hindi ko kasi alam kung ano yung klase ng business, but kung traditional business man yan, definitely digital marketing techniques and strategies can help talaga, lalo na ngayon. Okay? So apply mo ng digital marketing, and then pagdating naman sa mga employees, I can only imagine na most of your employees matagal na. So may mga sarili ng sistema yan. May mga sarili ng kumbaga culture yan sa company, no? So what can you do as someone who's inheriting the business and the challenges? So syempre, we really have to, dyan lalabas yung leadership skills natin. And at the same time, ito, very powerful to na tinuro ng mentor ko na talagang kailangan every day you have 15 minutes with the entire team. And then, na talagang discuss niyo yung challenges yesterday and yung mga paano natin i-improve yun today and ano yung mga goals for today. Okay? 15 minutes every day para aligned lahat. Kung ano man yung naging culture nila na nung wala ka pa, medyo challenging na ma-break yung culture na yun. But kung makikita nilang consistent ka with your meetings na with the daily huddle nga that you're going to do to align them sa company values at saka sa mga gagawin mong changes to improve the company, then later on they will realize na talaga ay seryoso to si boss, seryoso to sa mga pagbabago na gusto niyang gawin sa company na para sa lahat naman. And so aside dun sa daily huddle, kailangan may tactical meeting every 2 weeks na 1 hour. Okay? So dito talagang masihimayin mo yung magiging challenges and yung i-discuss niyo yung mga challenges the past 2 weeks, yung mga improvement updates, ganyan. Hindi lang siya meeting na meeting-meetingan lang, okay? Na parang, syempre, yun sa mga meetings natin, it's important that we recognize yung mga contributions din ng mga employees natin. Para they will feel na lahat naman gusto ng appreciation. And at the same time, be firm with your new, with the implementation ng mga bagong policies mo sa company. Okay?
Right.
Make it always be a win-win-win for
Mm.
them, for the whole organization, for the employees, and for your customers and clients. Kailangan lahat ng ginagawa ng company, win for your customers and clients, win for the company, and win for the team members and the employees. Yun yung pinaka magiging core ng corporate values nyo eh. Doon ma-align yung team mo.
Right, right. Thank you for that. No? So I know that triple win, 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 win.
Yes.
Kay Rajiv Calreja yan,
Yes,
sa aming
yes.
mentor na from India. So,
Correct, si Rajiv.
kay Rajiv yan. No? So, okay. So, ito pa, meron pa tayong dalawang questions. Newbie questions daw. If you're starting a business, is it okay to get revenue or salary from the business or not? If yes, how much percentage must you get?
Mm-hmm. So, question is it okay to get salary from the revenue and sa business? So, hindi, kailangan alam natin to separate our personal expenses tsaka expenses ng corporation. Very, very crucial yan, okay? Kung ang kumpanya mo ay may equity or may treasury na 10 million, hindi sa'yo yun lahat ha. Sa kumpanya mo yun. Kailangan yun pang ikot na negosyo, pang scale, pang invest, pang reinvest. Okay. So, okay lang ba to get salary from your revenue? Definitely. Kasi ganito ang concept dyan eh. Kailangan nasa budget mo yan. Okay. Dapat kasama yan sa expenses. Ang thinking kasi dyan, ang approach dyan, what if hindi ka na available? Someone will take over your position. Di ba ganun din? Susweldohan mo rin naman yung tao na yun. Okay? So, kailangan may naka-allocate na sweldo talaga. Now, depende kung gano'n na katagal, kung starting pa lang yung business, okay? Siyempre, kung business owner ka and nagsa-start pa lang yung business mo, yung iba kasi, ang ginagawa nila when they're starting a corporation, ang sineset na kaagad nila na nasweldo nila as CEO, CCOs, ganyan, COOs, ganyan. Yung mga nasa 6 digits na kaagad. Okay, that's nice. That can be a goal set that as a goal for your business na, kailangan in 1 year, 6 digits na yung napapasweldo ko sa sarili ko. Okay? Pero kung nagsa-start ka pa lang, get a salary that's modest enough for you to take care of yourself and your family. Okay? Wag tayong magkaroon ng arrogance kaagad na I have my own company. Kailangan ano kaagad, 500,000 kaagad ang sweldo ko every month. Hindi. Kailangan maging reasonable ka. Make it as your goal na ang revenue mo this certain amount na 7, 8 figures na para mapasweldo mo yung sarili mo ng ganitong amount without hurting the overall expenses of the corporation.
Yeah. Tama. I totally agree with that kay Miss Clara. So, wala sa percentage actually, di ba? So,
Correct.
ganda yung sinabi ni Miss Clara. Kung magkano mo susweldohan, halimbawa, pag wala ka na doon, magkano yung sweldo ng tao na i-hire mo, yun dapat ang sweldo mo. Ngayon,
Yeah.
pero pag nag-uumpisa lang, tulad namin, nag-umpisa kami ng business for the first, 5 years, nalulugi pa siya. Wala akong sweldo, not even 1 centavo. Sumusweldo ng nasa oras yung mga tao, pero ako, wala. So I have to get money from somewhere else, from my own savings. Kasi pag may savings ka, meron kang pagkukuhanan, di ba? So you only get a salary when the business is already making money. Sabi nga ni Miss Clara, dapat naka-budget yon. Kaya talagang nakahiwalay. So yung percentage na sinasabi mo could be a profit share instead of salary, di ba Miss Clara? Yung salary
Correct.
fixed lang. Tapos siguro kukunin mo yung part of the profit para meron ka namang pang incentive para sa
Yes.
sarili mo sa pagtatrabaho, no? Pero hindi yung lahat kukunin mo. Di ba?
Correct.
Hindi pwede yun. Kasi kailangan mo nang mag-expand. Remember, ang sweldo ng mga tao tumataas every year, ang rent tumataas, lahat ng bagay-bagay tumataas. Kaya pag kinuha mo lahat yan, nako, mahihirapan ka.
Exactly.
Okay, that was very nice. And ito, nadagdagan yung ating question. Sabi niya, hello, can I ask for advice? We're planning for good in the Philippines. Madami na po kaming na-try na business pero failed po. Ngayon po, nag-try ako dito sa Australia ng small business, food business at magaganda at magaganda at maganda. Magaganda po ang feedback ng customers. I have 2 jobs pero ayaw ko pa po talaga maging empleyado. Ayaw niya na daw maging empleyado. Sana po matulungan niyo po ako at ang aking family dahil dito sa ibang bansa, halos ang sahod napupunta lang sa bills. Wala din po halos ipon. We've been here for about 15 years. What can you say, Miss Clara?
Ayan. So, she mentioned na may small business na siya dun sa Australia, no? Okay. When it comes to how small it is, paano ba yung operations niya? Ano lang ba siya? Side hustle lang ba siya na kapag halimbawa gagawa siya ng mga orders ng mga Filipino community dyan sa Australia. I don't know how it's going, but kung halimbawa side hustle mo siya ngayon, yung small business mo. Okay. Talagang magde-dedicate ka na and you can see naman na talagang may customers ka na and maganda and you believe that you already have a strong product. So, may ano ka, 'di ba? May job ka. Talagang mag-allocate ka ng ano. Ito yung talagang tawag nga nila talagang hyper-focus ka. Okay, kahit may job ka, mag-allocate ka ng 4 hours a day para aralin paano i-scale yung business mo na nag-e-exist, na alam mo nang merong magandang feedback from customers, di-scale mo na yan. Paano mo sa scale? Again, aralin mo muna yung mga kailangan mong aralin as a business owner, marketing, sales, lahat mindset mo, content about entrepreneurship, talaga magda-dive deep ka dyan. Deep dive, okay? Allocate 4 hours of your day. Kesa, I know it's very tempting na after work, magne-Netflix tayo, talagang mag-chill tayo with our friends, ganyan. Pero keep this in mind. 6 months to 1 year of talagang dedication dun sa side hustle mo, dun sa side job mo. can mean na itong side hustle mo or side business mo can be something that you can grow and scale into a big business that will make you quit your job and then finally embrace the benefits of financial freedom and time freedom. Pero hindi siya easy but it's simple. May blueprint yan. Okay?
Yan.
Dedicate ka 4 hours a day. Yun yung point ko doon. Dedicate ka 4 hours a day. Talagang sabi nga nila, kung meron tayong gustong marating na bagay, talagang kailangan meron tayong isa-sacrifice, i-give up. If it means giving up a few hours of your Netflix time, if it means giving up a few hours of your wine and dine with friends or family, going
Subukan mo,
to
hindi
be
mo na gustong
worth
balikan
it.
yung employment. No? Kahit na mahirap, pero
Exactly.
very fulfilling. Pero no, for the person who asked this question, Lowell. Lowell, kapag ikaw ay nasa Australia at nag-succeed yung business mo, ay naku, hamak na mas madaling mag-succeed sa Pilipinas.
Correct.
Kasi sa Australia, sa sweldo pa lang, patay ka na. Ang laki-laki ng sweldo na binabayaran mo. Samantalang dito sa atin, mas mababa ang iyong manpower cost. So, if you need more advice, you can get in touch with us. No, message mo lang kami ni Miss Clara, and we would like to surely help you. Kasi kung successful ka sa Australia, there's no reason why you cannot be successful in the Philippines. Baka meron ka lang ginawa na mali, kaya ka hindi nag-succeed noon. Pwede nating pag-usapan yan.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is, yan, merong humahabol. Asking lang po, totoo po ba na ang coffee shop ay matagal mabawi ang ROI? At ano pong ma-advise nyo kung ako ay full-time na nagwo-work pero may sarili pong negosyo? Yan.
Yeah. Okay. Again, ang question ko, magtatayo ka ba ng coffee shop dahil uso?
Yan, di ba?
Dahil passion
Puso.
passion mo talaga ang coffee. Okay, passion mo talaga siya. Okay, alam ko na I'm aware, Mami Ann, na maraming mga thought leaders na nagsasabi na hindi lang naman passion ang importante sa pag-build ng negosyo. Okay, pero yun kasi yung nag-work sa akin yung passion and purpose. So, that's something that I can talk about na okay, sige, yun nga, uso coffee shop ngayon, mga pastry shop, coffee shop, ganyan. Gusto ko ba talaga yun? Amper, okay. Talaga bang baka naman di ka na mahilig sa kape? Pwede naman di ka mahilig sa kape. Mag-hire ka ng iba to build your coffee shop, ganyan. Pero sana build something that you enjoy. Talagang at saka aligned din sa'yo as a person. Mahirap yung papasok. Sige, short kwento. Nagtayo kami ng logistics company before with my friends, no? So, very promising siya, okay? And then, may mission siya talaga to help, to give employment to so many people. Pero hindi siya aligned sa akin Okay, pwede ko siyang intindihan, pero hindi ko siya intindihan. Ayan, so, binalik talaga ako sa health and wellness. Andito ako nag-thrive. Yun. So, a lot like life. Minsan, pinipilit natin yung sarili natin sa isang bagay dahil tingin natin very promising siya. Parang sa relationships, pinipilit natin. Kasi nag-hope tayo na, okay, baka maging okay naman. Pero alam mo na sa sarili mo, parang it's not the right fit. Okay? So, kaka na negosyo na talagang mag-enjoy ka.
Yeah.
So yung question mo is, matagal ba mabawi ang ROI? Again, depende yan sa marketing skills mo, depende sa sales processes mo, okay? Depende how you check your numbers, your inventory, nagde-depend yan. It doesn't matter kung, well, more often than not, it really doesn't matter kung anong negosyo. Nasa yan, nasa pag-focus mo sa 7 functions ng businesses mo. So ano ba yung 7 functions na yun? Marketing, sales, accounting, HR, R&D, management, yan. So, depende paano mo i-focus and talagang itututukan yung 7 functions of your business, regardless kung anong industry yan.
May tanong pa siya na anong advice kung nawala bigla?
Ayan, wala siya.
Yun.
Ano ma-advise mo kung okay?
Ayun, nagwo-work daw siya at merong sarili. May full-time daw siya na work tapos may sarili siyang negosyo. Ano daw ang advice?
Okay. So, question is, sino nag-handle ng negosyo? ano ba siya yung pinapahandle natin sa mga relatives natin, sa mga which is usually nangyayari sa mga Pilipino, no? Lalo na ano ba siya? Ayan, so yun. So sino ang nag-handle ba ng business? Is it someone na hinire mo na qualified to handle your business? Or kasi kung hindi ikaw mismo, lalo na kung nagsa-start, so it's going to be challenging, di ba?
Right.
Um, like what I said din kanina, talagang kung meron tayong negosyo on the side, and then may full-time work tayo, kailangan meron tayong dedicated time for it. Okay? Um, like yung na-mention mo nga, I'm sure ano na, ongoing na yung business, no? So kung hindi lang 4 hours, talagang ano, after work talagang ah kailangan tutok ka rin dyan. Huwag mong hayaan na ibang tao yung mag-handle muna. Hanggat hindi ka pa nakakapag-detach from your full-time work, okay? Hanggat um, kailangan mo pang i-delegate sa iba yung mga tasks mo sa business. Um, make sure you have ample dedicated time for it. Kasi sayang. Okay? Sayang yung opportunity na meron ka ng ongoing na business eh. Tumatakbo na eh. Huwag mong pabayaan. Huwag mong pahandle muna sa ibang tao. Yan.
Yeah.
So again, time management is key. Yan.
Yes. Yes, so true. So, Miss Clara, alam mo, meron akong isang mentor na ang sabi niya is parang baby daw ang business.
Yes.
Hindi mo pwedeng iwanan mag-isa yung baby na hindi mo inaalagaan. So, at least daw the first 6 months, kahit na expert business owner ka na, full-time kang nakatutok. So, yun yung turo niya, yun yung aking sinusunod. Na
Mm.
hindi ko pwedeng ipamigay sa iba kasi hindi pa talaga ready. Yun. So
Exactly.
I hope that is something that can help. Ito, planning si Amfer. Planning to start a massage spa here in the Middle East. Ask ko lang kung magandang concept po ang pagsimula ng co-funding to add more capital. Thank you po.
Ayan, okay. So, laging tinatanong sa akin to, no? Yung co-funding, magkukuha ka ng mga co-investors mo, ganyan. So, na-experience ko na rin yan. So, I believe that's something I can talk about. No?
Sige.
So, after ko mag-resign as a flight attendant, nag-attempt kami magtayo ng resort in Palawan with my former business partner. So, what we did, talagang ano na lang, talagang kumuha kami ng mga investors, ganyan. So, syempre, newbie rin ako noon. Sobrang newbie ako noon. At na, newbie pa rin ako, okay. Uh, um, galing flight attendant, nagtayo ng malaking resort sa Palawan. Yun yung vision noon eh. So, ang dami naming nakuha investors, ganyan, until nag-pandemic. Okay? Ongoing yung construction ng resort, nag-pandemic. So, lugi lahat, sarado lahat, ganyan. So, sino ngayon magiging liable? Sino ngayon ano ngayon ang gagawin mo sa mga investors mo, 'di ba? So, marami kang taong kailangang kausapin, ah, kaya pag-explainan na instead na yung energy mo, pino-focus mo sa pag-strategize, pag-develop ng business. Okay? Maybe yung strategy ng co-funding, ganyan, co-investing, ganyan, it works for other people. Pero kung ako, yung tatanungin ko, because I've seen so many cases as well, and ako rin sa personal experience ko, ang take ko dyan is, again, bootstrap. Kung ano lang yung kaya mong i-fund, kung ano lang yung kaya mong, kung using the resources that you have, kung ano lang yung kaya mong i-build, yun na lang muna. Okay? Start small. Walang masama doon. Kung halimbawa, instead na spa ang itatayo mo, bakit hindi yung online, home massage? Kesa magbe-build ka ng structure kaagad, labas kaagad yung capital mo doon. 'Di ba? O yung home massage, yung dial a massage, ganun. Maliit lang ang capital nun. Pwedeng-pwede mo yun simulan with the resources that you have na hindi mo kailangang kumausap ng napakadaming tao, mag-promise sa napakadaming tao just to fund your business. Okay? At the same time, hindi ka makakapag-concentrate sa business. More often than not, ewan ko sa iba, pero ang nangyayari, hindi ka nakakapag-concentrate sa business mo kasi ang lagi mong iniisip, paano ko babayaran, paano ko bibigyan ng ROI itong mga investor na to, paano? And at the same time, lagi yan, ang dami. Depende sa mga investors na makukuha mo. Madami yung talaga magfo-follow up na, kamusta to, kamusta, ano ng progress nito, ganyan. And of course, depende sa'yo how you handle stress. But most of the time, stressful yan. Okay? Pag nagsisimula tayo ng negosyo, ayaw natin ang stress na ganyan. Okay? Gusto natin focus tayo paano natin ma-develop yung business. Okay? So kung ano lang yung pwede muna, yung ano lang muna yung kaya mo. Or kung halimbawa, dalawa lang kayo, ganyan. Kung ano lang muna yung kaya nyo. Okay? Na na nasimulan. Ang daming businesses dyan na low capital lang ang kailangan. Online businesses, e-commerce, ganyan. Hindi mo
Yeah.
kailangan magpatayo ng structure. Okay? You
Right.
just need your laptop. Okay? Probably a small space in your house for fulfillment. Yun lang. Diba? Kaya mo magsimula with the resources that you have. Okay?
Yes.
Again, kung gusto mo, pero kung gusto mo pa rin ituloy, just na mag-co-funding, just make sure that your agreements are black and white. Lahat. Wala yung verbal lang talagang lahat kailangan clear lahat ng documents nyo. Okay?
Right.
Tsaka win-win dapat lahat ng agreements nyo. Okay?
Right, right. So thank you for that, Miss Clara, no? I
Yeah.
totally agree with whatever she said. Ako twice akong napaso dyan sa mga partnership na co-funding na yan.
Mm.
Kaya no na, kahit na wag na. Kung talagang kailangan ko ng pera, mangungutang na lang ako. Pero pag nangutang ako, wala kayong pakialam sa aking desisyon. Kasi ang negosyo ko, alam ko kung anong gusto kong gawin. Pero kung partners kayo, co-funding, nako, delikado. At pakikialaman nyo pa yung aking desisyon. Lalo na kung wala kayong kaalam-alam sa business, di ba, Miss Clara? Ang sakit noon, makikialam sila, akala mong galing-galing, tapos wala pa silang alam. No? Hirap noon. Yun.
True. But
Yeah.
in fairness naman kasi, syempre nag-invest sila. So, syempre, concern lang din sila sa business nila.
Oo nga, oo.
Oh.
Kaso nga,
Ah,
wala silang alam. Tulad nitong next question
masakit sa
natin.
ulo.
Rizel, eto connected to.
Mm.
Question daw, sabi ni Rizel, ano ang magandang gawin if partnership ang business at hindi na-align ang principles namin? Tingnan mo yun, no? Nag-umpisa na yung business, saka pala niya
Ah,
nalaman na hindi align. Dapat, bago kayo maging partners, alam mo na, no? Pero ito, hindi na, nandun na siya. So,
mm.
dapat bang ibenta ko at least part of my share sa kanila or just completely consider it as a loss? Yan,
Ah,
Miss Clara, what do you
um,
say?
Eto, based din sa experience ko to, may experience din ako ganyan. Talagang minsan kasi kahit na gustuhin pa nating ilaban, okay? Kasi pa nating ano kasi, syempre may relationship na nabuo doon, ganyan. And syempre may mga resources na tayo, effort, energy na ininvest, ganyan. Minsan kasi talagang pag kailangan natin mag-let go, kailangan tayo mag-let go, okay? Huwag nating ipilit. Kung lalo na pag yung energy natin, malalaman mo naman yan eh. Again, this is not on the parang technical side of things. So, pero malalaman natin yun kapag yung energy natin mabigat when we are dealing with this person, with this business. Gusto natin, nagde-negosyo tayo na masaya tayo, okay? Kahit na mahirap, masaya tayo, hindi mabigat yung energy, okay? Let go if you have to, okay? Take the lessons that come with it. Okay? And then, para hindi na ma-scale further yung kumbaga, magiging bad blood or rift pa between the partners. Separate kayo ng maayos. And then, later on, magiging friends kayo. Yan yung nangyari din dun sa yung logistics company namin. So, nung parang hindi na siya nag-workout, tapos sa akin parang wait, hindi, parang dito para sa akin. Pero lalabang ko to. Pero parang wait, hindi na talaga. Yan. So, I decided na talagang we all decided na talaga mag-separate. And then now we're all good friends. Talagang besties kami ng mga business partners ko doon.
Mm. Usually nga, di ba, Miss Clara, yung mga taong nagiging business partner natin are friends muna bago tayo naging
Yes.
business partner. Lalo na
Correct.
yung iba relatives. Masakit yon pag nag-away-away na.
Correct.
Kaya best I would always advise not to go into partnership with people who are close to us. No, pero since pag nandyan na talagang wala na, nagawa niyo na eh. So try to find a way where you can live and just be besties, remain besties.
Exactly. Tsaka kung singit ko lang to, very important to, Mommy, no? Na
Sige.
kapag magkikipag-partner tayo, sinabi ko na kanina, sabihin ko ulit, guys, Huwag puro lang, usap-usap, tiwa-tiwala. Kailangan clear. May kasulatan. Tapos win-win pareho sa both parties. Okay? Malinaw kayo. Lahat ng gusto nyong terms, conditions, lahat. Sulat nyo na sa document na yon. Malinaw yung responsibilities ng partner mo para may panghahawakan kayo pareho. Okay? Para
Yeah.
walang talo. Okay, panalo kayo pareho at the end of the day. Parang, ay, hindi mo to ginawa eh. Nakalagay dito, pinirmahan mo, pinirmahan mo. So, walang sisihan. Okay?
Right, right, right.
Yun yung very important kung makikipag-partner tayo. Walang relasyon na masisira.
So, madami pang humahabol. Okay ka lang, Miss Clara?
Yes po, yes.
Wala kang hard stop. Sige. So, yung
Ano?
mga kailangang umalis, you can actually watch din naman yung replay nito. Nandito lang yan sa Facebook page natin. So, let's proceed with some of the other questions. Nagpasalamat pala si Lowell. Sabi niya, maraming salamat at sa Diyos at nakilala ko kayo. Sabi ganon. God bless daw. Okay, here's a question from Jet. Sabi niya, have you ever felt impatient with the results of your goals and how do you deal with it po? Yan.
Impatient. Ayan. With your goals, syempre lahat naman tayo nagiging impatient, no? Lahat tayo, naka-experience yan.
I guess this is business goals because she
Yes.
has a bake shop, I think.
Yes. O, lahat tayo naka-experience niyan as an entrepreneur na parang, bakit ba hindi ko ma-achieve pa tong target na to? Ganyan, ginawa na nga namin lahat. Bakit hindi pa rin na-achieve yung target? It's very common, okay? So, ang importante talaga, we keep adjusting. Sabi nga, di ba, kung halimbawa, yung approach mo to achieving your goals sa business is pare-pareho lang yung ginagawa mong strategy, tapos same results lang yung nakukuha mo, di kailangan mag-iba ka, mag-innovate ka. Try something different pero same pa rin yung goal mo, pero different approach lang, different innovation ang i-apply mo. Okay? If you have to apply, again, nasabi ko na kanina, new digital marketing strategies, kung kailangan mo mag-apply ng AI tools para mas mapabilis yung marketing and sales process mo, gawin mo. Okay? Yan. Lahat ng kailangan lagi kong sinishare to, it's not about the lack of resources, it's about the resourcefulness of the business owner, no? Lalo na when it comes to achieving our goals. Yan. Normal yan. Naiintindihan kita. But ang importante dito, talagang mag-adjust tayo lagi. Hindi yan linear. Ang road to achieving our goals, even in life, hindi yan linear na dito ka ngayon, dito ka next year, di. Talagang up, down yan. So, anong gagawin mo as a person, as a business owner? Kailangan marunong ka mag-adjust. Kailangan marunong ka mag-spot ng trends, ng innovations. Yan.
Yan. Okay, thank you for that. And, okay, thank you daw for the tips. Madami daw silang natutunan. So this is another one from Manila Interior. Hello po, I'm 29 years old, 7 years na po ako sa furniture and interior business. Ang heart ko po is really help more people by providing more work. Pero ang balik po sa akin, nararamdaman ko na ang pagkalugi at hindi ko po pala kaya na magpasweldo ng 30 workers. Bukod po sa stressful mag-handle ng tao, ang tigas pa po ng mga ulo nila. Pero gusto ko po talagang tumulong. Paano po mas mapapalaki ang company or sales ko para mas madami akong workers na matulungan. So
Okay.
what's your take on that, Miss Clara?
Yes. So, unang-una, i-ano natin na talaga may big mission siya. Okay? To provide employment. Yan. So, syempre, maraming, hindi lang yung employees natin na tutulungan nila natin, pati yung mga pamilya nila, napakadami niya. No? So, yung 30 na employees mo, times, sabi mo na times 3 mo pa yan, 90 na tao na yung natutulungan mo, no? With your business, dahil nga sa mga pamilya nila. Um, Okay. So again, kapag may cash flow problem sa business, check your marketing strategies, check your sales process, and check your numbers, your expenses, your cash flow. Okay? Yun yung number one na masasabi ko dyan, take on that. Baka hindi mo minamarket yung business mo. Okay? Kamusta yung products mo? Do you have a strong product? Na highlight ko din to, Mami no? Kahit na sobrang galing ng marketing strategies natin, kung hindi strong yung product natin, it's not gonna make sense. Okay? So, kailangan check natin both. O baka naman magaling ka, maganda yung products mo, pero hindi mo na ma-market, tapos hindi maayos yung sales process mo. Or baka may marketing in place, kayo have a sales process in place, pero baka yung quality ng products mo, you have to check. Okay? So, yun. Para, and then when it comes to employees naman, I feel you. Talagang ano naman, challenging to handle employees, no? So, doon matitest talaga yung leadership natin and at the same time yung strategies natin. Also, kailangan lagi silang aligned with the corporate values. Kung kailangan mong i-remind sila na, okay, ang corporate value natin, honesty, being on time, ganyan. Set rules in place, set firm policies in place. Okay? Kung yan yung usually ano bang nagiging challenges sa employees? Okay, yung attendance, quality of work, ganyan. They set firm rules and policies in place. Okay? May natutunan ako recently na para when it comes to business, huwag nating i-jeopardize yung business natin just because we want to be nice. Kung meron tayong mga kailangang i-implement na firm implementation na alam nating makakatulong sa negosyo natin, implement natin. Hindi hindi tayo mag-implement ng policies dahil ay baka mapektuhan to o baka of course we have to take certain considerations pero kailangan ang priority is yung kumbaga wellness, overall well-being ng kumpanya natin. Kasi at the end of the day, maraming umaasa sa negosyo natin. Pamilya natin, mga employee natin, mga client natin, mga pamilya ng mga employee natin. Okay? So yun. Again, to summarize, check your marketing, sales process, check the quality of your products. And then, pagdating sa employees, mag-ano tayo, talagang strict implementation ng policies. Okay? We have to, wag masyadong i-prioritize yung being nice as a business person.
Yeah.
Compassionate, yes. Okay? May compassion tayo, kind. Pero hindi yung nice lang na, ay, palalampasin ko to kasi I'm a nice business owner. I want everyone to like me. I want all my employees to like me. Hindi ganun. Okay? Pero nasa sacrifice yung cash flow ng business, yung quality ng products.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Miss Clara.
Yeah.
No? So si Amfer is saying thank you also dahil sa good insight daw for the home service massage. Sana more practical daw pa sa kanya.
Yes.
Yan. May nagtanong dito tungkol sa na-share mo, si Rowena Ramos. Sabi niya, ano ang naging pledge doon sa mga for the investors from your resort business? Gusto kasi daw niya ng rental property pero land lang daw siya meron.
Okay. Ano naging pledge? So, I'm not supposed to talk about it kasi nasa um, Mm.
Tapos,
Parang inaayos na ng lawyers namin, but the goal is to liquidate the property because it's under the corporation anyway. So parang may pupunta pa rin sa mga investors.
mm. So sorry, hindi pwedeng pag-usapan. So eto na.
Ayan. Mm.
Si Annabelle Makairan.
Mm.
I have a question. Paano mapapalaki yung sales ko? I have a food business, pizza and pizza burger to be specific. Currently running Facebook ads po at hindi siya nagfa 5x or 10x. Sharing din po sa mga Facebook food groups, mas malaki po ang expenses compare sa sales.
Mm.
Thank you po. Singit lang ako ha.
Yes.
Next week, Annabelle, our guest will be talking about food costing. You might be
Mm.
interested. Yan, siningit ko lang. Pero ikaw, Miss Clara, what can you say?
So again, well, wala siya sa chat box, no, Miss Mommy N.
Nandito sa chat box, Annabelle
Wala siya ba?
Makailan. Green ang icon.
Ayan. So, anyway, meron siyang, ayan, pizza and pizza burger to be specific and
Right.
running Facebook ads. Okay, this is for everyone, no? Ang Facebook ads, hindi lang siya basta binuboost-post. Magkaiba po yun, guys. Kailangan ng strategy ng Facebook ads. Okay, hindi lang siya basta pag, ay, binus-post ko, ay, nag-Facebook ads na ako. Hindi, kailangan, meron tayong pixel in place, ganyan. Okay, kailangan, um, ma, ma, may allowance tayo to adjust, okay? Yung mga ibang kailangan i-adjust na, tsaka objectives dun sa campaign, sa ad set, sa ads, okay? Hindi lang siya basta boost post, okay? Yung iba kasi iniisip nila, ay, boost post ko to, okay? Kailangan, yung balik sa akin nito times 10, ganyan. So, nowadays, hindi na lang, when it comes to Facebook ads, hindi na lang ang labanan is interest behaviors or sa amount that we spend on ads. Ang ngayon, ang trend sa Facebook ads, nasa creatives. Paramihan pagandahan ng creatives talaga. Okay? And then of course, hindi enough na may creatives ka lang na maganda, na engaging, na talagang nagsispeak sa target market mo. Kailangan okay ang may landing page ka, meron kang sales process in place. Kailangan may copywriting ka na talagang doon mako-convince yung yung audience mo, yung target audience mo to buy your product. Okay? Kailangan tama yung objectives ng campaign mo. Hindi lang boost post. Kaya paulit-ulit kong sinasabi since kanina pa, aralin natin siya, okay? Maraming available na tools online, free tools online to study that, okay? And then sabi nga ni Mommy, and meron siyang episode with Facebook ads experts yan, okay? Pag-aralan natin yan. Sharing din po sa mga FB food groups. Mas malaki po ang expenses compare sa sales. Okay, yun sabi nga ni Mami, and so kailangan rin tayo with the inventory. Okay, tsaka yung food costing. Yan. And then, ano pa ba? Paano ko po mapapalaki yung sales ko? I have a food business, pizza. Paano mapapalaki yung sales? Again, marketing na talaga yan. Okay, so pwedeng isip ka rin ng mga bundles, mga um, irresistible offers ng business mo. Okay? Kung lahat ng pizza
Process.
businesses dyan, ang ino-offer nila is wala silang promo, ganyan. Ikaw, sabi mo, may libre kang, I don't know, libreng insulated bag, ganyan. Factor in mo sa cost mo, ganyan. Give something for free and something valuable, something that they can use. It doesn't have to be a physical product. It can be a tangible product. Okay, yun lang.
Yan.
Yun
Thank
lang
you, Miss
po.
Clara. So, meron pa tayong mga questions pero talagang wala na talaga tayong oras. So, nagpapasalamat si Jet. Maraming mga thank you. So, at this point, I'd also like to say na ang dami-dami naming natutunan, Miss Clara. So, salamat sa pag-share ng journey nyo sa amin ngayon.
Smile.
Bago tayo magtapos, no, do you have any parting words para sa audience natin?
Yes, of course. Sige, bago yung parting words, okay lang ba, Mami no? So,
Sure.
I'll just promote our business, Pillow Bread PH. So you can, if you need tailor nutrition that is going to be tailor fit for you, depends on your medical condition, your health goals, and your preferences. And then if you're someone who's suffering from digestive problems, ganyan, so we have products for you at Pillow Bread PH. So you can go to our Instagram at Pillow Bread PH, lahat ng social media namin at Pillow Bread PH, and our website pillowbreadph.com. We have helped more than 46,000 people already since we started. We
Wow.
have impacted so many lives when it comes to their health. And kung kailangan mo ng tulong with it and guidance sa health mo, we are here for you. Yan. At Pillow Bread PH sa lahat ng website, lahat ng social media and then website. And then we have a new product. It's Pillow Skin PH. So yan, abangan yan. So if you want to connect with me, just see any updates from me. My Instagram and lahat ng social media ko is Clara Day H. Yan. Facebook page, Clara Day, Delta Alpha Yankee H. And Instagram, Clara Day H also. Yan. So let's connect. Okay. Parting words. Okay. So
Yes.
as kahit ano pang stage mo sa buhay, no, so could be you're transitioning or nagsa-start ka na negosyo mo, always hold yourself accountable to be better each day.
Mm.
Okay, there will be days that possible na atakihin ka ng anxiety, ng overwhelm, na parang suko na ako, ayoko na pagod na ako. Ba't kailangan ko ba gawin lahat to? Bakit kailangan kong pasanin lahat ng problema ng mundo? Okay? Nafe-feel kita, napapagdaanan ko yan. But hold yourself accountable to be better each day. Kung dumating ka man sa araw na yun na talagang gusto mo nang mag-give up at na-overwhelm ka, na-burn out ka, do something that will, just one thing that will move the needle forward. Okay? Kung, halimbawa, when it comes to your business, kung kailangan mo lang na sagutin yung email na to today, okay, yun lang yung kailangan mong gawin, but you know it's going to make an impact on your business. Or kailangan mo lang mag-post ng isang content for your business for that day, gawin mo. Okay? And then you'll realize that, okay, sige, kailangan ko na pala mag-focus. Eventually, you'll see magic happen. Nagbe-build ka na pala ng momentum. Ay, teka nga, gawin ko na rin tong isa. Gawin ko na nga yung next. Okay? Yan. So, a lot like life, kapag na-overwhelmed tayo, kapag, if we feel like giving up in life, so talagang gawa ka lang isang bagay. Get up from the bed. Okay? Maghugas ka ng mukha. Okay? Yun lang. Yun ang gagawin mo. And you'll realize that um, you just need to shift your energy. Okay? By moving, doing something, and building a momentum. Yun lang. Huwag ka magpapa-overwhelm, one step at a time. Kayang-kaya mo yan. And in case no one told you today, this goes out for everyone. Okay? You are worthy, you are good enough, kayang-kaya mo to. You are supported and guided by a higher power. I am proud of you and I honor you.
Wow, so beautiful. So, well said, well said. So, maraming salamat uli, Miss Clara. It's been an honor. At sa ating mga viewers, salamat sa panonood. Tandaan, no, walang imposible. Basta may sipag, tiyaga at konting tapang. Plus, a lot of prayers nga, sabi ni Ana. And believing in yourself, self-belief, and self-care. So, hanggang sa muli, mga viewers, keep shining. And, what else? Okay, so, for today's episode, and na po ito, don't forget to like and share. Pwede pa naman kasi nandyan pa lang yan sa ating Facebook page for a while. And follow us para mas marami tayong mga inspiring stories at valuable tips na pag-uusapan. No? Somebody said thank you daw, yung may-ari ng furniture. So if you really want to learn more, you can follow us, no? At tapos manood uli ng ating Facebook Live. Ang ating fixed schedule na is every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And also sign up to our newsletter so that you can get our free starter kit sa maminegosyo.com. So sa September 24, that will be the next time we will have our Facebook Live. We will interview my new friend also, Nina Bacani, another powerful businesswoman who will teach us how to do pricing and costing, lalo na sa mga food products. So see you next Tuesday. Bye
Ay,
for
ma'am,
now.
may habol pala ako
Ay, may
mamaya
habol.
pupuntahan.
Sige.
Just, meron nagtanong kasi sa, naka-IG live kasi ako so this is my book, How to Never Diet Forever. Available to sa fully booked bookstores. Ayan.
Libog.
Lang.
Okay. So, how
Thank you
to
so
never
much.
die
Thank you, Mami
forever.
Yen.
Sige. Okay. Bye for now.